And let's talk then about your work as well in terms of fixing the economy, high unemployment, rampant corruption. What would you say you've actually achieved, Mr. President?
Because we are building the economy of the future. We are going through pangs and pains at the moment.
There's also a sense that you don't follow up on issues. I'll give you an example.
Yes, ma'am.
2 years ago at SONA, you said to us a social compact would be ready within 100 days.
Yes.
Next week you have a SONA, it will be 2 years, and we have not seen that social compact. You promised bullet trains. You promised us a university in Ekurhuleni. You promised us many things, Mr. President.
Well,
they have not come to fruition. In fact, Mr. President, when you were deputy president, you were the chair of that war room at ESCOM. So why would you make poor appointments if you had 5 years to observe, to learn, to see, and by the time you come in, you just implement?
Well, so change is underway.
Because as they've dubbed it, the ANC of Ramaphosa is failing South Africans in every aspect, whether you're talking about load shedding, whether you talk about high unemployment. What do you think you've actually done? And let's talk then about your work as well in terms of fixing the economy, high unemployment, rampant corruption. Besides the COVID-19 pandemic, what would you say you've actually achieved, Mr. President?
It's not so much what I've done, it's what we have been doing in government and seeking to do to put South Africa on the right footing again. The 5 years that we've been through have been years of recovery and rebuilding and also renewal. In the past 5 years, we've faced enormous challenges. One of those was of course, state capture. And what have we done with state capture? We've stopped state capture in its tracks.
Have you, Mr. President?
We have.
What about the allegations against your deputy president?
Organizations such as SARS have been captured. Attempts were made to capture the treasury. That was stopped. Organizations or entities such as ESCOM had been captured, Transnet. And we've stopped state capture. And we've regained control of those, and we are rebuilding them. And that must be seen in good light. SARS was gone. And when we came in, we immediately took steps to stop the state capture project from destroying one of our most valued institutions. And we've rebuilt the NPA, and we're rebuilding also our intelligence services, and all these had been captured and corrupted, and that should be seen as something that we have done. A lot of damage had been wrought or done in this country during that period, and as though that was not enough, then we had COVID. We dealt with COVID and saved many, many lives. Then we had the unrest in 2021. We've dealt with that. We didn't do as well as we should have, and we could have been more ready. But the weakening of our security structures had been set in motion during the state capture period. And that we have also had to rebuild and reposition. And you could also talk about the budgetary challenges that, for instance, the police and the defense force face. Because, for instance, the police had been sort of denuded of even being able to hire more police. Now we've hired 20,000, we're now going to move to 30,000. So that is meaningful change to do what? To deal with criminality. And then we face the floods in KZN, in the northern and northwest, as well as in the Eastern Cape. That too has required processes of setting aside money, budgets to deal with that. So this period, and then we've had load shedding. Now the load shedding had its roots from
in the ANC-led government before you,
as
perhaps.
early as 1998, and mistakes were made.
Yes.
We will accept that. Mistakes were made, and as it is in life, mistakes are made. That mistake was made, and we're fixing it.
So why must people trust you now, Mr. President?
Because
it's the same thing
what
that
we have
been
done,
told.
what we have been able to do, even some of the mistakes,
yes,
what has been achieved far outweighs what has been done incorrectly. Because the lives of South Africans have been improved in the past 30 years. And anybody who tells me that nothing has changed in 30 years is not telling the truth. Because
are we not moving backwards? Sometimes it's not about what the statistics say, but what South Africans feel. They don't feel safe. They don't feel, as we straddle between stages 2 and 3 of load shedding, they may not feel the improvements that you speak about, Mr. President.
I would say if nothing was being done, if we were at a standstill and we were not addressing these problems, I would say right they are. But right now, a lot is being done to improve many of the challenges that we face. For instance, with load shedding, we would have been in a much worse situation. And a number of countries around the world also experience load shedding. But we are special, and we should not be having load shedding. So that's why we are addressing it. But it is also leading us to embark on another journey to reform our energy sector and to be able to bring in other players. The private sector is coming in leaps and bounds to invest. And a good and growing economy needs that. And that is what we are repositioning our economy to be. Because we are building the economy of the future. We are going through pangs and pains at the moment. For instance, this has also given us the opportunity to look at the green economy.
Yes.
This has also given us a chance to look at a just transition. The investments that we are attracting, including getting various countries in the world to still see us as a destination for investment, is an important fact, because they would not have backed us on the just economy, just transition process if they did not see hope in us, a good future in us. So they are prepared to back us, to pour money into this economy, because they can see that we are rebuilding. The reforms that we have...
There you have it, guys. Julius Malema is usually full of these revolutionary speeches. Sometimes you wonder where he gets them from. But whatever the case is, we really hope that his wisdom transcends, and really contributes to the development of Africa and in helping solving Africa's really myriad of challenges.
So
but what do you guys think about his speech? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Leaps by leaps and bounds to reform our economy, to introduce reforms. I mean, on things like that had gone on for a long time. For instance, if you wanted to apply for a water license, you waited 3 years. Today, you will get your water license within, say, 60 days or 70 days.
But for a mining license, apparently you also wait 3 years still now.
But on mining license, we are actually...
Backlog of about 3,000 mining applications.
There has been a backlog because we've been waiting for the cadastral system. Cadastral system that is going to wipe out all those backlogs and be able to reposition our mining license issuance. So many of these things are under repair. We are reforming ourselves, we are rebuilding ourselves, and we are recovering. I have the fullest confidence that we are going to land in a good space, because we know what has gone wrong. And much of what has gone wrong, we have put right. We have changed the trajectory. We were on a bad path. And sometimes I just wish...
So it was better, it's better now that you're here, Mr. President. The reason why I ask you all these things is because there's also a sense that you don't follow up on issues. I'll give you an example.
Yes, ma'am.
2 years ago at SONA, you said to us a social compact would be ready within 100 days.
Yes.
Next week you have a SONA, it will be 2 years, and we have not seen that social compact. You promised bullet trains. You promised us a university in Ekurhuleni. You promised us many things, Mr. President.
Well,
they have not come to fruition. In fact, Mr. President, when you were deputy president, you were the chair of that war room at ESCOM. So why would you make poor appointments if you had 5 years to observe, to learn, to see, and by the time you come in, you just implement?
Well, let me actually go through some of the issues that you have mentioned. For instance, the social compact. I did say it was a period when I really thought we would have it in hand in a short space of time. It was not the case. And it was not the case because at that time, we didn't really have anything tangible that we could craft a social compact around.
What do you mean?
We now have, for instance,
yes,
we now have a compact with labor and with business around tangible issues. For instance, with business, we are working together at a very deep level on issues like energy, on issues like logistics, on issues like crime and corruption. Now, you could have a compact that is an empty shell.
Yeah.
But now we have a compact that is real and practical, where we are working together on an ongoing basis, and where I meet business community government every 6 weeks. With labor, we are able to meet to discuss issues of policy, issues that matter to labor. Those are practical issues. And all that now remains. Let me start off by saying, and we've had sector compacts.
Yes.
Sector compacts where we've been working together. And I have no doubt whatsoever that all this makes up the real key elements of what a compact should look like.
So there you have it, guys. Our African leaders try to do their best, in their speeches, and try to make speeches that actually to show, their efforts in trying to help manage the challenges which Africa is actually facing through and has been facing through since the colonial times. And so we here to really listen to these speeches and to share our thoughts in the comments. And so whatever it is you guys think about these speeches, please do share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.